Pod racing challenge for the win! Pod racing challenge for the win! Woo! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is ScrapMan bringing you another episode of Trailmakers, and today we are taking on another challenge by the developers called the Podracer Challenge. So we're going to be trying to build something that resembles a pod racer and kind of works, which I'm assuming is going to be kind of like a hovercraft jet thing. And I got some ideas that I'm hoping I can put into action. Now, you may be wondering what you're looking at here, and I'm not too sure. One of the chickens, or actually two of the chickens, but this one in particular has seemed to become frozen in time, so I decided to stand next to it and get a nice close look here at what these things are actually all about. Look at that face. Look at that face. See, that one over there is also frozen, but there's one over here somewhere that's walking around. I don't know where it is. Where'd it go? It seems to have escaped. I don't know if I should be worried about that, but there was one walking around over here. Oh, I can stand on it. Look at this. I can stand on the chicken. All right, so we're gonna build a pod racer. I'm not gonna. I did a little bit of research just to make sure I saw how pod racers were organized and how they worked, like where the jet engines go, how they're attached, and I'm going to try to somewhat resemble that as best I can while keeping it functional. And I don't even know how functional this is gonna be, so we're gonna do some testing, and then hopefully by the end of this, we'll have a functional pod racer. I'm not too sure about steering and braking and things like that, but I have some ideas. I don't know if I'm going to have a reverse function. I probably could put one in there, but we're going to find out and see what happens. Let's get to it. So now I know pod racers hover above the ground, so we're going to have to actually use some hover blocks here. So I'm going to put one hover block underneath the seat. I'm going to have to attach that somehow, and then we're also actually I'll put in some attachments at the back here, and then we're going to put, once we build the actual pods, I'm assuming that's the things that pull them are the pods of the pod racer. I'm just making assumptions here now. Don't freak out at me if I'm wrong here. But yeah, each one of those is also going to have a hover block under those as well. All right, so we have this one attached. What kind of settings do we have for the hover block? Okay, not much. Oh, we can activate and deactivate. All right, so I'm really not used to trying to make things look good in Trailmakers yet. I've been purely kind of functional based. I'm going to try to see if I can make things look good, but the block selection for that is relatively limited on shaping things. We pretty much have like these kind of blocks, and then we can also go in the aerodynamic section if we want some curves or some wedges and things like that. So I'm going to try to use these to the best of my ability and see what kind of pod racer we can make here. All right, so I think I have the basics of the cockpit of the pod racer built here. It's kind of interesting, like choosing the different pieces. Some of them almost seem like random in dimensions. Like there's no 1x1 wedge block, but there's a 2x1 wedge block, but that's like the long way. And there's no like 2x1 wedge block the straight way like this, but there's like a 4x1. And there's like a 2x2. So there's like all these, like, there's only a couple of different things to choose from. So I have to like choose carefully on what is going to go where. But here's my basic idea for turning. I don't know how well this is going to work, but I'm going to use air resistance and aerodynamics for turning. So what I have right now, this isn't going to stay up straight because we don't have the pods and stuff there. But if I turn left, I do this, and if I turn right, I do this. So I'm hoping that using the tail fin there for wind resistance is actually going to help us work. And then I figured for braking, if I just press both at the same time, this should help us slow down. But this doesn't give us any reverse. But then again, I've never seen a pod racer reverse, so I don't know if that's a thing or not. Worst case scenario, we could just add some backwards thrusters somewhere and just use that. Conveniently, I have exactly one attachment point on either side, and this is where I'm going to attach the actual the jet engines of the pod racer. So I think the closest thing to string that we have here is a suspension piece, and I've already seen some people use this method. I don't know how well this is going to work, but we're going to try it, and we're just going to see what happens. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I put a decent amount of work into these. I hope these work. I have no idea how heavy these are, if the hover blocks are not going to be able to support them or not. I don't know if my controls are set up correctly, but I have some ideas here. Let's see what happens. That's not a good start. You know what? I might be able to do this, and then this, and maybe that will solve miraculously all of our Nope. Oh, whoa. Hold on. Okay, all right, we have something. You know what? And I'm remembering they have that, the coupling thing, like where they have like the electronic thing going in between the two jet engines. And I'm thinking maybe if we put a fake one of those that is actually a support beam, that might help us with this. But what can be, you know, I think the grid piece here, let's just put some of these grid pieces in between, and maybe just like the blockiness, not the blockiness, but like all of the little things, all of the little grids coming off of this piece here will kind of resemble electricity. Not really. Well, if I paint it like, what if I do this? Here, I'm going to select all of these, and then I'm going to paint it red. We're going to have red electricity. They're not being painted red. Why do I not see it? Did it work? Can you not paint these? What about this? See, that one gets painted. Apparently you can't paint grid pieces. That's sad. It says click to tint block, but then when you go to tint it, it doesn't do anything. Well, that's a tease. Oh, well, we're going to put that there for now. We're going to see if this makes a difference. All right, that does make a difference. Okay, so now we can go. Hey, turning's working. Kind of. Oop. I just literally destroyed a chicken inside of my engine. Okay, turning isn't working. And here's my brakes. Those aren't working either. Okay. Oh, we have to go. We have to go to stay up. Okay. All right, so I'm thinking my tail fins might be hurting me instead of helping me. Because I go to turn, but then I think my other tail fin... Okay, I think my other tail fin is actually preventing my end from kicking out. So I want to change something. I'm going to change my braking method from, instead of doing this, because I thought that looks really cool, by the way, just in case you guys didn't notice that's what was going on. That's supposed to be my braking method. Let's see if it actually does anything. I don't know if it's doing anything. I'm assuming that these blocks, oh boy. Oh, keep going. Uh-oh, this isn't good. I'm assuming that those blocks, the aerodynamic blocks, also do with some wind resistance. So I'm hoping that maybe if I take off my tail fins, I'm just going to temporarily delete these for now. And I'm hoping that if I remap these to my steering, then these might work for steering. All right, here we go. So we're going to go forward. We're going to turn to the right. We're going to turn to the left. Okay, these don't work. Oh. All right, well, that's disappointing. I'm wondering maybe, is it because of the direction that they're facing? Maybe only this side, the slope side, actually has an aerodynamic effect. Because it's opening to this, like, blocky side, maybe the aerodynamics aren't taking into effect. So I'm going to try to actually reverse something here and see if that works. All right, I thought I had a solution, and then I spawned in, and everything fell apart. So I guess I was wrong. All right, I'm gonna try again. I have like a bare bones just test here. So let's see if I go left. That does not work. Whoops. Yeah, I don't know why. I thought that I did some testing before I started this episode, just some quick testing, but it seems like, I guess unless we're going really fast, that they do not have such a good aerodynamic resistance. So that completely changes my plans. I don't know what we're gonna do now. Okay, the only solution I could see without just using straight up thruster turning and kind of destroying like the whole physics of it and making it more realistic like an actual pod racer, I'm going to move these in a position. I think the reason why that these don't work is because only one of them actually turns at a time. So the left one turns out when we want to turn left, the right one turns out when we want to turn right. But when the other one is staying straight, that is actually fighting the turning resistance and trying to straighten us out. So I think that might be the issue. So I think we need to get these in a position where they can both turn in both directions, and hopefully that'll solve this turning issue that we have. All right, so I've reorganized things. Now, hopefully these things should be able to, yes, they can both turn. Well, that's a lot of turning. That's probably more than I need, but let's just give it a try. Let's nice and gently go off of here. Up. All right, and ready, turn left. Oh, that makes it, oh, wait, why is it still wants to snap me forward. It still wants to, like, resist and snap me forward, and it's really frustrating. Because I want to be able to turn, but then stay going in the direction that I turn towards. So I turn, but then see, as soon as I stop turning, it snaps me right back in the direction that I was going, so there's no actual turning going on here. It's just more like pitching to the side, strafing almost. All right, let's see. We're going to try this again. Oh, my controls got reversed. I don't know how, but my controls just got reversed. But yeah, see, I'm trying to turn, but I'm just going in the same direction. I don't know why that is. I might be missing something with like aerodynamics here, but I feel like if I'm going to use aerodynamics to turn, this is the way that I have to do it, and it's just not working. So the only other option that I see, the more reliable option, is to do it based off of thrusters. So I think I have room under here. Let's see if this works. I'm going to take, where are they? Dragon thrusters. I'm going to take these, put them upside down. I'm going to try my best to hide it. So they're facing in towards each other. And now those should make me turn. Let's see if this works. Let's just get off this little lip here. This lip is really annoying. Ugh. All right, and now I should be able to turn to the right. Like that. There we go. See, this works. This actually works. Whoops. Destroyed another chicken accidentally. I can't destroy these chickens when I'm trying to, but now that I'm not even trying to, it's totally working. All right, but it looks like it's actually working now. I just needed to use thruster turning instead of aerodynamic turning, which is a little bit frustrating that I can't get the aerodynamics to work that I want to. And I don't know if that's just my own limited knowledge of aerodynamics or if there's just something with the game that isn't working the way I was expecting it to. But can we go off and jump? Oh, look at that. Oh boy, this is not going to turn out well, I don't think. I really don't think this is going to turn out well. Hey, we actually kind of survived that. All right, so now I'm actually really curious. I still have my braking mechanism working. So I'm just going to go really, really fast. And then we're going to see if doing this changes our speed much at all. I don't think so. Oop. Well, it makes us hit the ground, that's for sure. All right, so it's starting to look good. I'm really curious. I'm going to try to see if there's any other functionality that I can add to this thing. The major thing that's missing right now is braking and reverse, because this does not work for braking. And I'm actually tempted, you know what I'm going to do? This is going to be an aesthetic thing. I'm going to create the illusion that my jet engines, when they open, are actually helping me turn and stuff. There we go. So now when I go to turn, you can actually see the thruster open up, or the jet open up in the front, and it creates the illusion that it's actually doing something. But in reality, it's just my thrusters that I put under there. All right, so now we need a braking mechanism. Where can we actually... All right, my solution is to put a thruster right up here. And it sticks out a little bit, but it kind of looks cool sticking out of the front. So I'm also going to add some more aesthetic pieces to accentuate this kind of like new piece. All right, I've just spent a decent amount of time adding a lot of aesthetic stuff to it after putting on the reverse thruster. So now we've got some color added to this. I added some of like this hood piece here, which adds kind of like a cool little angle and design to it. We've added some exhaust pipes on the left or on the outside of these of the thrusters here. And then some air intakes on the insides over here, which are kind of cool. What else? We added a lot of angle pieces and stuff. We just contoured everything. We have a ladder in the back. We have some tail lights in the back. We even got some headlights in the front here so we can see at night. And I think this thing is actually looking really, really cool. So now it's time to actually drive it and see how this thing performs. Let's make sure everything is good. Well, that reverse thruster doesn't do a whole lot now, does it? To be honest, this thing's probably pretty heavy. So let's see how it does. Oh, this actually is looking pretty cool. Look at that. Look at that. This is pretty cool looking. All right, now let's see. Let's try out the braking. All right, the braking leaves some to be desired. It's a lot of mass to kind of fight against here. Although I don't see anywhere else we can really put a reverse thruster without just making it look bad. So we have a brake. It's just not a very strong brake. So let's go ahead and just drive this thing around, see how we can do with it. I feel like the drifting is going to be really tough here. Really, really tough here. Oh, this is not good. Can our reverse thruster save us? Oh, it actually kind of did. It actually kind of works. Awesome. All right, so the big thing right now is just controllability is difficult for sure. I don't know what I can do better. Maybe you guys can let me know some advice in the comments. Is there any way that I could have been using the aerodynamics that I didn't try? Is there a reason why it wasn't working? I mean, this thing is actually kind of working better than I expected, to be honest. Oh, except for that right there. That was okay. Now, I guess the true test is if we're going fast enough, we should be able to go over the water. So let's see if we can actually take this thing over the water without crashing. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. I don't know why that happened. Maybe we should ease into a little bit. Maybe we should just ease into a little bit more. Let's go this direction instead. Okay, all right. And now go, 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 go. Oh, wait, why is it not working? Maybe it's our thrust actually angles us downwards? Our thrust might be above our center of mass, which might cause us to tilt forwards when we actually go into the water. So that might be it. I don't know why else that would be happening. All right, you guys gotta check this out. Look at first person view here. This is epic. Like, this is what I'm talking about. This actually feels like some legit pod racing going on now. Uh-oh, we're gonna crash into this thing over here. Oh, no, we're good. We're good. We're good. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do... what are we doing? Okay, I don't know what we're doing, but we're doing it. Now we're gonna probably crash into... Oh, nope, didn't work that time. I was hoping that the water would actually work that time. Look at that. Even, like, the backwards thruster looks really cool when we use it in first person. Oh, this is really cool. All right, let's see if we can go off a jump here. All right, I'm gonna try my best to go off of this jump and see what happens in first person. All right, here we go. We're going. Pod racing challenge for the win. Pod racing, and we missed the jump. Of course. Of course, we missed the jump. All right, let's see if we can get another jump over here. Oh, wait, all right, we need to stop. Okay, line up. Line up, there we go. All right, here we go. Pod racing challenge for the win. Pod racing challenge for the win. Woo! Oh, we're going. We're going. This is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. Oh. So that's what it's like to be in a pod racing crash in first person. That actually was kind of legit. Like if you watch the like the Star Wars pod racing races, like they crash like that, and their jet engines explode and go everywhere. So that was pretty cool. Well, I think that's a good note to end the episode off on. Let me know what your favorite part of this episode was. Let me know what you thought about the pod racer, and if you have any tips on what I could have done better. I did the best I could with experimenting with the aerodynamics, but it didn't quite work the way I was expecting it to. So looking forward to seeing if there was anything I missed in regards of that. Other than that, let me know what you'd like to see in future Trailmakers episodes, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those. This has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.